And then all right. So do you think like capes are like super outdated and they shouldn't even be worn by superheroes at this point?
So
Batman should be the only one with a cape. I'm sorry, he's not because he uses that like a glider. You know what I mean?
I
He's the only
guess.
one who uses that efficiently. I
the
feel like that's the only.
CW Supergirl, when she was creating her suit, she had a friend make it for her. They were going back and forth, with test runs on material and stuff like that. And she was flying, but then she crashed. She like lost course and crashed because it was like the beginning of her powers and stuff. So their thing was that the cape gave aerodynamics. It's like, of course. Like, why would you even think
Right.
Really?
I don't know. Like, what was the whole point of capes? Like, I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know who
Superman
thought
always had
about
one.
that, but really, like, what was the point of capes?
I always thought that capes were because like knights wore capes. And at that time, knights were like, superheroes of their time, you can say. So it's, oh, if you wear a cape, you're heroic, you're knightly.
Oh, then there you go.
And then, Batman took it to the full, the full 9 yards. He's the Dark Knight.
I'm sorry, but see that I feel like he has the best use of it.
He needs
He
it though
uses
to
it as
like
a glider. He uses it like to
keep
block.
warm.
You know what I mean? Like
He needs it to keep warm and to stand there in the shadows to cover up the gray because it's not.
That's how you use it. That's how you use it, and that's not how Batman uses it. That's how
I
you
would
use
use it. I'd be sitting there in the alleyway like.
I know, because you're a little stalker.
Like, who the hell is this bum? Hey, I think capes are like super outdated. Like, who wears a cape now? Like,
Who
even
wears
like
their underwear on
Shazam.
the outside of their suit though?
So Shazam doesn't even have like a full cape at times. He has like a half cape.
Yeah, his is like only like halfway up here, going like.
What's that?
It's like
Shazam.
his body grew, but his cape didn't.
Yeah.
When he changes from Billy, like this, everything grows, but the cape stayed small.
I don't really think it's a great look. I mean, like I said, the only character I have I think is okay with that look is Batman, and that's because like it helps because he's a character. He's a bat. Kind of helps his character look. Superman, I don't see what the hell is the point. A lot of these other characters, I don't see what the point to these things are unless it does something. You know what I mean? If it does something, like it glides, it does it bulletproof, something. Okay. But if you just walk around with this thing flapping on your back, some bad guy's gonna catch you and throw your ass around. That's all I'm thinking with that thing.
Now Doctor Strange has a cape, but his cape can actually fight.
But exactly, because that's not a cape, that's a cloak, first of all. That's that cloak.
God
It's not even a
damn,
cape.
Mike, fuck.
Oh shit! You just got mic'd, son.
He's like, it's not a cape, it's a cloak. Fuck you, idiot.
That's got power. That's actually it's a being though, isn't
It's
it?
a
Like
sentient cloak.
that thing is like a magical being though, isn't it?
I'm very happy they didn't go with the cape or the cloak for Wanda. Because if you look at it, it's like
She just has like a long hoodie.
it's like a sleeveless hoodie almost.
Yeah. It's not a cape. That's that part of that. What do you call those things? It's like a shawl almost. Kind of like a shawl, but not with no front or something.
Yeah. No idea.
Shout out to that Marvel wardrobe division who can sit down and actually bring some of these costumes to life. Because looking at the original concepts of some of these date back as far as like 50s and 60s. And I imagine him doing like the original like
30s.
The original outfit that Beast wore in X-Men. That shit looks silly as fuck. It's like tight blue and yellow. His feet are out. Like imagine them actually trying to bring that to life.
What about Wolverines? Yellow and blue, tight ass thing too. You think that's gonna work? That would work real life?
I didn't mind that, but there were a couple where it looked too much like a cat or something. Like he had like little things going on. I didn't like that.
Was it the second Wolverine movie that they did, where at the very end they teased the costume?
It was around that time, but it was never put into the movie.
I like the Avengers.
I know, but It
that
actually
that
looked
was a thing. It was around that time, yeah.
You remember the one he had with the Avengers? Like the orange and brown one?
it's yeah,
Same
orange and
costume
brown.
but different color.
I didn't like that one.
Yeah,
I grew up with the yellow and blue, so I like that one.
the yellow and blue one.
That was the one that was from like the Fox animated series, so that's the one. That's mine.
Which, if you look at that cartoon now, that shit is hilarious. It has some funny ass moments in it.
hmm
Like,
I still have the original VHS tape of I think
really,
volume 1 of that series.
first of all, that intro was popping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're like all you like different segments of them. That was pretty good.
Hell yeah.
I think like
Like
Storm's in there. All of them are kind of like in
Saturday
there.
mornings was lit when that came on. Like I used
Yeah,
to watch that and Spider-Man back to back.
yeah, that was the good old days. Those were the X-Men. When I was younger, that was me. I used to follow the X-Men more than any other character, as far as like any character team is when we were kids, man. I didn't care for like I only liked a few of the Avengers, and I didn't even like all of them.
So like back then, like Avengers were like they were okay, but they weren't like the premier team. You know, Fantastic Four, ugh, those weren't the comics that you were reading, or those weren't the cartoons you were watching. It was all about the X-Men. They had
Oh
the
yeah,
dope storylines, and they had the amazing comics.
a lot of real life instances too that they had going on. Because if you notice, like there was even like protests and stuff that they would have.
Oh yeah, the
They went
parallel
to.
between the X-Men in real life as far as human rights and everything.
There it is.
My fucking eyes!
There it is. That's my girl right there, man. I used to love Rogue. Rogue after Gambit.
I'm sorry, but Jubilee is whack as fuck. Like,
Not anymore though. If you look at the comic Jubilee, the comic Jubilee
man,
is much better.
she's forever whack with the fireworks.
I like Cyclops better bad. Like now with the newer Cyclops.
Oh,
Damn, man. You know, like Cyclops now, like the newer comics, I think is so much more dope than the old one. Him as a bad guy,
Yeah,
oh,
he's a real dick.
he's a douchebag as a bad guy, but he's much better. Like power wise, this guy fights better now. Like
I think his head
he's not
looks
like a little
stupid.
yeah.
That
That's fine. That's the bad part.
It's like this bubble with an X over it. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean the suit is not the greatest, but
Yeah.
him like his character now, like there was attitude and everything I like more.
I feel like
But
anybody
before-
who's good and then eventually just becomes a dick is awesome.
Like
You don't
Which is funny because like
that,
you
you
don't
know?
hear that about Cyclops all that much. Every time someone speaks about Cyclops, it's like, oh, he's mad whack. He actually had a very interesting character arc, throughout the comics. I really hope that when they bring them, to life in the movies, that they can portray Cyclops as a decent character.
they
It's
always
Marvel.
portray
Again,
him.
it's Marvel.
They always
All right,
portray
so
him as the
before we get going, who do you think, if you can cast someone to play Cyclops, who would you cast?
Damn, I don't know. I just see that same guy now, and like that's in like all the CGI movies.
I'm trying to think it's getting to the point where it's so hard to think about an actor who's not in a Marvel property already.
because he gotta be kind of tall. You gotta have that pretty boy look, kinda, but not really. You know, like somebody you can see wearing glasses most of the time. Oh shit! Right now,
I don't know. Zac Efron. Mike likes him.
he's short as shit though. Isn't
So-
he short as hell?
So what?
Handsome as fuck.
I guess
Short people can do things too, okay?
Listen, he might be no, but do you see Cyclops? Every time you see Cyclops, he's like this tall dude. Like we're not like towering over people tall, just like the average height tall, like 5'10" or something like that. You know, somewhere in that range, because he was always a lot taller than Wolverine.
Brent, are
Not
you
like
looking up
towering.
actors?
I am. And
I
before
can see the light on your glass.
before we cut out, I'm just gonna throw out a name: Tim Allen. Tim Allen as Cyclops. And all right, that's all for this lackluster show of band theories. So thank you for joining us and bullshitting, and that's about it for this time. And you know what? Send us some of your theories or ideas of who Cyclops should be played by. I'm gonna stick with Tim Allen. And I'm